What up, traders? What up, investors? Ken here from Dyslexic Investor, and we are going to be looking at quite a bit of stocks here that are coming out for earnings next week. It's going to be everything from before and after the bell. We're not going to go really into much of the overall fundamental thinking of things. We're just going to go strictly into the charts and just going to break them down fairly fast. Again, we're not going to be covering all of them because there's quite a few hundred that are coming out, but what I normally go through and look on the during the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, for some homework, I kind of go to Earnings Whisperer's Twitter page and I look at this little diagram here on top of running a couple scans, and this one is always very great on trying to identify some key earnings that I might not be known about or coming up. For example, Chewy, we're going to be looking at Chewy, GameStop, Adobe, Yoga Pants, Lululemon. We're going to look at Dave & Buster's, which I've never been to, but I kind of want to now because of what I've seen. We're going to be looking at Red Robin, AMC, Casey, Stitch Fix, COPA. We're going to be looking at all these things, and that'll be really interesting to see on, again, earnings. If you don't know, it is a literally coin flip. I just want to see on a lot of these stocks have been moving up a lot and looking at the potential movements during this week. So what we do is we look at the applied volatility, that the options are expiring this Friday. We're going to look at the plus or minus from each of the options or each of the stocks and looking at their range of basically with the one standard deviation. Alright, let's go ahead and jump into the very first stock. Of course, this one has been quite a high flyer. This is Adobe. This has literally had a sloppy V-shaped recovery, but it's been holding the 21 exponential moving average, trading well above it, hitting it multiple times, but just have been very strong in resistance of breaking down that overall upward trend that's currently in the market. That being said here, so again, like we talked about, this box is going to be the options that are expiring this Friday and that their standard deviation. And how to do that, you can go into the trade platform here, and you can look at the options that are expiring this Friday. You scroll over, it says plus or minus $18. Again, that's plus or minus, so that can go up or down. Worst case scenario, that's the 68 percentile move that the market makers are saying that could be happening in the stock. That being said, Adobe has been on a pretty much of a tear higher. I expect this to continue holding the 21. If it does sell off, I think the 21 is going to kind of come in for support. Again, it hit an all-time high on Friday, so what am I going to say to it's going to hit unknown territory? If you're in it, you're doing great. It's going to be hard to jump into this one, even with some earnings plays coming up. Next, we're going to be jumping to Lululemon, aka the yoga pants. They also had an all-time high this week as well. Man, this is a hard one to tell. This one has barely touched the 21 and has been riding up the 5 and 8 quite substantially. Again, I think everyone's just at home with their yoga pants on, so I don't wear yoga pants. I know they make men's yoga pants, which looks really comfortable, but I can't pay $100 for pants or whatever. My wallet doesn't allow that. More like my standards. So again, looking at the overall move again, plus or minus 27.50. So that is looked at this box here, continually pushing higher. This momentum is very strong. Again, hitting an all-time high just past Wednesday at $324. Very substantial move. What we can do a Fibonacci retracement here from the previous high to swing low here. So we can look at potential prices at next overhead resistance. Again, on top of, unknown territory we're looking at here. Potentially looking for the breaking out of this box at the 346 level. Then been hitting potential resistance around 350 on the way down. If it does come and for whatever reason their yoga pants has a hole in it, that we can come crashing kind of through the 1272 percentile move, which is around 303, and worst case scenario at the market's maker saying that potentially come down to the 21. That's again worst case scenario, so be mindful of that move. Love, this is not Love the Southwest airline, this is Love Sack. These guys make couches and really comfortable things for your home. They probably remember them. They were the big pillowcase or a big literally bean bag, and they're pretty high-end couches, I believe. I've seen them in the store and sat on them. They're nice. Again, same kind of story here. It's been riding up the 5 and 8 exponential moving average quite a bit. You can kind of see here we had a little bit of a confusion here at once it hit the 21 exponential moving average. Sorry, the 200 exponential moving average, but the 21 kind of came in to save it for a continued rise higher. Kind of sold off beginning of the week and now trading sideways. This one is quite interesting to see on what potentially the move's going to be. Again, being up quite a bit last week but selling off again, but holding that 8 exponential moving average. This would be something I might be tempted to sell some puts into earnings potentially, and then getting out, because I think their earnings is actually on Tuesday morning, so there's not going to be that much time to do that in that matter. Next one is GameStop. Yeah, this one has been highlighted quite a bit here on the channel, on mostly not negative, but just like, what are they doing here? Like, that being said, this one is completely different from the other 3 stocks that we just recently looked at. It hit the 200 here, really kind of failed, came back down. 5 and 8 exponential moving average came through the 21. That's never good. We don't want to see that, guys. And now it's kind of been trying to break above the 21 once again. It's having quite some problems doing so. Again, earnings coming out on Tuesday after the close, looking for, I think, $1 some odd move. That's, again, this is only a $4 stock, so a $1 move is literally 20%, 25% move potentially in this stock this week. Again, that's very substantial. We do see, again, not breaking above the 21. The 5 and 8 are not trying to curl up to break through it. The only thing is kind of a saving grace here is the squeeze indication here. This could be a potential catalyst for it to push higher. But again, with earnings, this is just a very much large coin flip, with the volume oscillator also looking like it wants to print to lower levels. That being said, I really don't want to touch this. This is going to be a very risky play. Next one also that's been very much in the news, and lack of liquidity and people using it, or even maybe people forgot about what a movie theater was. I don't know. That being said, AMC here, we're looking at another very low price stock. This is also reporting Tuesday after close. A lot of big names coming out on Tuesday, looking for a potential, looks a little bit better than GameStop. Looking at some really strong overhead resistance here at the 200 exponential moving average. It's going to come around like 670, 680 here. It has been holding the 21 very well. It's still the 5, 8, and 21, and 34 and 50 are very nicely stacked. This could be quite a nice earnings surprise, I believe, even though it's just been completely beaten up from literally $12 just a couple months ago. Now it got down to $2, and this is a pretty big runner just to a lot of probably Robinhood traders trying to swing this and trying to make a quick buck. Next is SFIX, and they actually report on Monday after the close. So this is a company that's been performing fairly well, actually, breaking well above its 200 exponential moving average. The 21 has followed. The 34 and 50 are nicely stacked down below. Again, it's pretty large move kind of becoming here. SFIX has very large moves majority of the time on earnings. You can kind of see here when it moves, it moves. It's surprised on, again, I don't know the fundamental reason why it dropped so substantially their last earnings call. But that being said, it's kind of created a bottom here with the overall market, and it's been riding up very high on the momentum between the 5 and 8 exponential moving average, continue trying to push higher. Again, this one is going to be a little bit too risky to play, but it's a very interesting one to look at. Potentially, if it does come down for a buying opportunity around the 200-day moving average here, that's going to be around $21. I actually want to put an alert out there. Again, looking for a breakout, potentially that could be from a swing. We'll zoom out more. Going to do from the swing high to swing low here, like so. Again, 618 is very key. The level here is going to be extremely important. There's going to be some heavy overhead resistance at the 78.6. That's going to be around $27.74. To be mindful of that. Tiffany, I don't know how I threw this one on here. I thought they were being acquired by someone. I think they are. It looks like they're trying to be acquired by someone, because you can kind of see this movement up here. This usually means that someone put in a bid, and it can potentially go higher. Again, it looks like the bid might have fallen through due to the fact of the outbreak and the virus, but it looks like something's been normalized. Looks like the potential bid's around 135, so potentially it could run up there if the overall merger or acquisition is still on. Nothing to really add there. COUP, this one has been a very high flyer due to their software sales as a service. It's kind of sold off because it's considered a like a work from home, like employees remote, helping business kind of through a trying time and maybe trying new products when they're at home. That being said, it's held the 21 very well. It did not close below it. The 5 and 8 are kind of sloppy here. The parabolic SAR has just switched for potential trading sideways again. Earnings, this is going to come out on Monday after the close. This could be a pretty strong indication of what can happen. This one would be a pretty highly priced stock. Looking here on a larger time frame, you can kind of see it just hit an all-time high just a couple weeks ago or a week ago. This is a 4-hour chart, my bad. Let me go there. There we go. This has just had a pretty enormous move in the run into earnings, so I'm a little skeptical and a little scared on what can happen there for you guys. Next one is Chewy. This is the pet food, the all kinds of anything to do with dogs, cats, and your family friends. That being said, this one has been pretty hot due to the overall shutdown of everything and not able to go to the store. So I'm pretty sure they have acquired quite a smorgasbord of new customers. I see my neighbor across the street literally gets a box every week. I don't know what his dog eats or what he does, but they're huge boxes and there's a lot of stuff in it. So not going to bet on just because my neighbor's buying a boatload of their stuff, but this has clearly seen a pretty shift in the market to see a potential more people acquiring their business and their services. Could be potentially a upside surprise. Looking for downward support around the 21, which would be around 43. If it breaks these levels, again, the management or CEO can say some bad things, but it hit an all-time high literally 2 days ago on Thursday. It's kind of been somewhat sloppy because this right here kind of scares, a little scary here, but it kind of made a nice recovery. But it has run quite a bit here into earnings, so that's my only skepticism on that. Next one is Play. That's the Dave and Buster's. This one is, I don't even know if these are even open. So this one has been a little bit hit and miss for sure. It hit a 50 or the yearly high at 52 here. Again, traded all over. That's a pretty large drop for sure. That being said, it's nowhere near its 50% retracement. It's still well below its 200-day exponential moving average. This could be looked at two different sides of the bill. One could be, hey, this something is probably going to fail and go down. Or you can look at it like, hey, this is going to have a lot of potential. Again, not well versed in their how their debt is restructured and how their payments are, but in how they are rented their space. But that being said, I think that this is going to be a pretty epic earnings for them as well. Again, they report on Thursday after the close, so that is Play. Looking for some downward support again to the 21, so it'll be around $14, but a lot of overhead resistance around 28. It did sell off quite a bit into Friday for whatever reason while everything was going higher. I think this is kind of there's people kind of sitting on their hands and waiting. The RSI almost hit oversold on my reading here. For some people it probably did because a lot of people have it on 70. RSI have put mine to 80, so that could have been a small sell-off. Looking for potential if it does hold the 5 or 8 exponential moving average for the trend to continue higher. But again, with that earnings on the horizon, just be very careful. All right, we got United Natural Foods. Of course, everyone's been at home. They've been stocking up on some food supplies, not going out to eat, restarting that oven, ordering some cookbooks on Amazon. I don't know, watching some YouTube videos, whatever. This thing has just been on a monster tear. I think it got profiled as well on the Mad Money show, so it got really a lot of publicity. That being, even before the pandemic and stuff, it was trading well below its 200 due to the new volume and new way of life and culture. It has literally just broken above the 200 and has been a rocket ship higher. The only thing I'm slightly fearful here, and I didn't do an outline for some reason, is this huge volume tick here. Not sure what happened here, that something was acquired or something was going through. This is kind of scary to me with this gap up. We could see, if they kind of disappoint and give lackluster guidance, we could see that price come down to like $17 here. Potentially, again, I don't have a crystal ball, I can't predict. I just kind of look at the charts and give you some readings. Again, for overhead pressure, we're looking around the 22 to 23 level for some potential breakout. If you're in it, you're in pretty good stance. We just need these parabolic SAR to kind of start printing on the bottom. Again, with earnings reports coming out, this is on Wednesday before the bell. Just be mindful of that. Next one is Red Robin, which I haven't been there for many years, but I think I hear still pretty good things about them on some locations. That being said, this one has been, again, due to the overall everyone just ordering takeout and things like that, and a lot of people not even going back to the restaurants. This one has been kind of got a nice little boost up due to the pandemic, on air quotes, being canceled for some folks, looking for a potential move higher to the 50th percentile move here, and we're going to do that there. And then on downward support, let's actually look at what they're saying their trade is. So this one doesn't have weekly options, so they have monthly, so it's going to be around $4 move, potentially in 2 weeks. So that could be easily push it up to the $200 or the 200 exponential moving average, or back down to the 21. So this is going to be kind of the trading range for this guy here, Red Robin. We do like to see that the RSI is printing higher. Volume oscillator is also trying to print higher, and Squeeze has just fired. So this has some momentum and some jet fuel left for a potential push higher. Just being mindful of that last one. And then Thor Industries, these guys make the RVs. Maybe people bought a lot of RVs because now they can't go on vacation. They're just going to rent an RV and travel the country. And eat at Red Robin's and stay at check out different GameStops around the country and look at AMC movie theaters, and then shop and play at Dave & Buster's and buy their yoga pants at Lululemon. And at the same time, while they're in the RV, they're using Adobe to create some fantastic videos. I might do that. Just joking. That being said, this literally hit a marker at 127 exponential. I'm sorry. This is the Fibonacci retracement. Looking at the 127, pretty close to it. This is not science, this is an art form. Looking for pretty much an upside, needs to break that level. So we're going to do that. Actually, let me bring that back for you folks. And then again, this is a pretty far extension up there. Potential move up to here. Again, the move for, again, no weeklies here. It's around $12 on their monthlies. So $12 from what it closed at. It closed at 100. That's pretty easy. So it'll be 112, could be basically breaking up here, or $12 would be around 988 here. Looking at this price here, again, this thing has a lot of momentum behind it, due to the fact of a lot of things could be changing and people's vacation plans. This could be an industry where RVs are kind of the hot thing again. Looking for overall support again at the 21. Again, guys, thank you so much for watching. I know this was kind of a long-winded video. I'm going to put timestamps on the bottom there, so people can kind of pick up their favorite stocks. Please don't forget, we have a live stream tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, that's going to be the traditional stock and talk, and then we're going to be doing. Go ahead and just join the Discord, and then we also have a fantastic Patreon that you can join there as well. Again, I hope to see you guys on the live stream tonight. If not, we're going to be having one probably sometime this week. Probably maybe do a special yoga pants special. I'm really eyeing some yoga pants at Lululemon. Guys, thank you so much for watching. This is Ken from the Dyslexic Investor, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.